1. Laguna Beach Lighthouse, California. The famed Pirate Tower of Laguna Beach was never actually a pirate tower at all. In fact, there were never any pirates in the area to have a tower. Built with the idea of Mediterranean revival, the tower was actually never a lighthouse at all. This may come as quite a bummer to anyone who fantasized about its history, but it was actually only built in the 1930s, and no one really knows what the purpose was behind it being built. In fact, the tower is barely accessible most parts of the day, and the bottom can only be entered during low tide. The staircase within has fallen apart, and you couldn't climb up the stairs even if you wanted to. While it's not exactly everything that many have made it out to be, it's still worth a visit. You won't find many buildings with architecture like this in America, and it's quite picturesque at sunset. 2. Sharps Island Light, Maryland. No, that's not a little buoy caught in a wave, that's an actual lighthouse that's leaning at quite the impressive angle. Damaged by an ice drift in 1977, the lighthouse has been leaning at a 15-degree angle ever since. Obviously it would be pretty impossible for anyone to live inside, and the angle renders it pretty much useless, so it's been sitting dormant and deactivated since 2010. As you can imagine, it's not exactly worth the risk of trying to board this lighthouse, which many people have called the American version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's hard to say what the future of the lighthouse holds, but it's been up for sale for some time now. So if anyone is looking for a real fixer-upper, this could be the lighthouse for you. After all, it would be a shame to see this epic structure go to waste. 3. Culberta Lighthouse, Puerto Rico. Out of all the lighthouses on this list, Culberta, by far, has the most interesting design. This may have something to do with the fact that it's the only structure still standing from the Spanish era in the entire area. As with many of the other older lighthouses in the area, it has sustained heavy damage from hurricanes, which have weakened the structure to the point of near collapse. While it's hard to believe, the lighthouse has only been closed since 1975, and it was one of the oldest operating lighthouses in the Caribbean when it was finally decommissioned. While there have been attempts at drawing attention to the historic structure, they have gone in vain. With the structure in such poor shape, it may not be long until this lighthouse becomes lost to the sands of time. 4. Grand Island East Channel Lighthouse, Michigan. Wait, did someone decide to make a church into a lighthouse? Well, no. But it sure looks like it at times. This one may be abandoned, but that doesn't mean that it isn't owned. In fact, you'll never be able to get inside. The good news, however, is that this means that the tower is in good hands for the time being. While they left it unpainted to give it more of a rustic appearance, the lighthouse is now being protected by a wall built by volunteers. Even though it's being preserved, it still has an air of mystique to it. It's the perfect spot for photography, and it can be easily accessed by taking one of the local shipwreck tours from Munizing. If that's not your thing, you can also kayak out from Grand Island, which requires more work, but will allow you to get up close and personal with the structure.